Shalom, shalom. It is Thursday, October the 7th, and tonight is Rosh Hashana, which is the head of the new year. Well, that's when we celebrate it. I know the Jews celebrate it on a different day, but that's okay. We follow a different calendar. The calendar that we follow is based on the sun and the moon, as is that's our understanding anyway. I'll put a link below to the calendar that we use. But I have a very busy day, so I am up before the sun is up this morning. And the first thing, I have a bunch of tomatoes right here that need to be dehydrated. And this looks like a small bowl from there, but it's a really big bowl. I don't know if I'll have enough space in my dehydrator for that, but we'll see. Let's see. Also, we have Shabbat on Friday night and Saturday. So, yeah, I'm prepping for 2 Sabbaths, pretty much. Although, I believe you can cooking is allowed on a high Sabbath day, which is, another word for Rosh Hashana is Yom Teruah, which is the Feast of Trumpets. And I believe you can cook on the high Sabbath days, but my husband doesn't want to. It's supposed to be a day of rest. So, yeah, anyway, I'm blubbering. So I have a lot of stuff to do today. I'm not even sure what all I need to do today. I know I'm making some challah bread, hopefully, from whole grains, and hopefully it turns out okay. If it doesn't, then it's still going to be good either way. Also, I would like to make an apple bundt cake, apple honey bundt cake. But I need to get a bundt cake pan because mine is worse for wear. It's very, very old, and it sticks. So I'm going to hopefully replace that. I'm going to stop by Kroger when I take my mother-in-law's clothes to her clean clothes back to her. So yeah, it's a busy day. So follow along with me if you can. I will do some occasional updates throughout the day. And I'm sorry that my videos are like backlogged, and they're going to come out of order probably. Sorry about that. I knew this was going to be a very busy week and I wasn't going to have time to edit videos. So, it is what it is. They'll come out eventually. I know the Jewish people celebrate the Feast of Yahuwah on a different calendar than we do. And, we're okay with that. We celebrate based on the calendar that we believe is correct, based on the Bible and Enoch, and in Genesis, where it says the sun, moon, and stars were given for the dividing of time, so for the seasons and whatnot, and that is often the word there is moedim. So, yeah, so that's what we do. So, and I'll put a link to the calendar that we use in the description if anyone's interested. You can print it off for free, or you can order the print one. At least as of right now, that's what it is. So I'm about a third of the way through these tomatoes, and yeah, I need some coffee. So it is just now becoming light outside, as you can see outside that window right there, and I have a bowl of beans that needs to be processed today. So they've been they've been accumulating in the fridge for about 5 or 6 days, so they need to be dealt with before they rot. And so yeah, I'm going to do that today. These are going to be pretty easy. All I'm going to do is slice them, jar them, put some salt in them, and then pressure can them for an hour and a half. So these are going to be pretty easy. I can do that while I'm doing other things later on in the day. So I'm just going to go ahead and get them prepped right now and get some water in them because I have a full tank of water. So yeah, and I'll be back when that's ready. Okay, so I got cold pack And actually I'm doing pints, so I did half a teaspoon of salt. And I got 5 of those. So they're going into cold water, into a cold canner, and I wish I had some other bean soap so I could process some more with it, because I hate using a whole canner just to do 5 pints. But anyway, it is what it is. So this will be ready for me to start when I get back from taking my mother-in-law's clothes to her. So, and stopping at Kroger. Yes, hopefully Kroger will have a good bun pan. We'll see. If not, I'm gonna make the old one work somehow. So, be back soon. Okay, so I did have success finding a bun pan. Yay! So we will be making an apple cake for Yom Teruah. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is get my beans going, and I'm going to start them down on 5 or 6, and then when the steam starts coming up, put my weight on there and turn the temperature down and keep it steady. Well, let it rise up to 10 pounds of pressure for me, because we live in the bowl of the city and we are very low elevation. So yeah, so that is the first thing, because I need to get this out of the way. The second thing is, got a cake to make. I'm also gonna make some baked macaroni and cheese. So that can wait. That's not really pressing right now. But first, I need to get the challah started, because that's going to take a while to rise. So that's going to be the longest period time thing to do. So I'm going to get that started, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have a recipe that I'm using for the bread, and I'm going to be using 500 grams of hard white wheat, freshly ground, which I'm going to do now. Yeah. Be right back. All right, so next is going to be 8 grams of salt. If you want, honey, you don't have one that has that. Mommy can get you one, but you don't have one right now. She has dreamed that she has a shirt that has her name on the back with a hood, and yeah, she doesn't. So I understand you want it right across there, but you don't have one here. Okay, you don't. I'm sorry. Yeah, you have it right there. Salt. So I need 30 grams of sugar. Okay, so what I'm doing is mix the dry ingredients with the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients with the wet ingredients, and then I'm going to combine the dry with the wet. So we're going for 30 grams. Let me tear this out of sugar. Perfect. It smells like tomatoes in here, y'all. We need some, I know, some instant yeast. Let's see if I got another packet up here. Nope. Okay. Let's see. 8 grams of yeast. Tear it. There we go. Honey, if you want the cake, you need to let mommy work, okay? All right, and that's it for the dry ingredients, and we're just gonna mix those up really good. Now, the recipe does call for a large egg and an egg yolk.
I don't do that. So.
Okay, so I need to take 2 tablespoons of flax and grind it up into flour, and then look at my nice mess, right? Yeah. Yeah, grind it into flour first. And I need 6 tablespoons of water. Alright, and I'm just going to let that sit for a few minutes while I get the rest of the ingredients. I need 216 grams of water. Oops. Come on, man. Like, seriously, I'm not going to get that last. Close enough. I got 221. That's good. That's about as good as it's going to get. And to that, I'll add that. And then I need 40 grams of oil. We're going to use some EVOO. Tear it out. All right. And okay, that's the liquid ingredients. This is the first time. Last year I made gluten-free challah bread, but my bowl's not big enough. I made gluten-free, but this year it's going to be glutinous because we're actually using the whole grains because that was the problem with digestion. And so, yeah, this is a new recipe for me. And you can just use a recipe for sifted flour that you know, all-purpose or whatever that you would buy from the store, because it's been sifted and it's going to be dry. This is going to be drier than that would be because it uses the whole grain. So I'm going to do this backwards. I'm going to pour this into the dry mixture. It doesn't matter. It's going to incorporate the same. And you see how organized I am today? Feeling a little rushed because this holiday kind of slipped up on us a little bit. We were busy concentrating on other things. Oh, so the eczema on my hands is all healed up. Look at that lovely scar though. And what I discovered it was, I was thinking, like, I was paranoid all season thinking it's the tomatoes, because I eat tomatoes like almost every day. And I was thinking it's the tomatoes, it's the tomatoes. No, it wasn't. I know I'm allergic to chlorine, and it was the hot water from that. So I've just been washing in cold water, washing dishes in cold water, and no problems. It cleared up. All gone. Praise ya. That was miserable, y'all. If you've never had eczema, it affects the nerve endings, and it's miserable. It hurts. It's very painful. So, but I am putting gloves on, not because of the eczema, because it's gone. Praise ya. But oh, I also had an issue with little blisters. That was a separate issue. I'll talk about that one other time, but it's gone also. So anyway, yeah, I'm doing this because I don't like dough under my fingernails or my rings. So I need to knead this for about 7 minutes. Trying to get all the dough off of the spoon. It's not coming off. Okay. You could do the stretch and fold, like, you know, 3 or 4 sessions of the stretch and fold, but I kind of like kneading. Although it's really dry, and I'm wondering if I'm going to have enough, if there's enough water in here. The thing about recipes for bread is it can be good one day and not good the next, because it all the moisture all depends on the moisture in the air, because that will affect it as well. Last year I made like regular challah bread, and then I also made a sweet, I made a savory one and a sweet one. So those were really good, and they lasted a couple of days, but they didn't last very long. Consider the size of my family. There we go. Now we're incorporating. And we're going to switch arms because it hurts. And I think I might knead this for about 4 minutes, and then this is going to be bread. The cake will be later. I need to get this started first. She's anxious for the cake. Cakes around here are like special treats because we don't eat a lot of sweet stuff. I know you would believe it looking at my size, but yeah. I used to weigh 306 pounds, so I have successfully took off a little over 60 pounds and kept it off. Crazy. I still need to lose quite a bit more. My whole weight loss story is in one of these videos, so if you want to catch that, you have to like really search for it. I was thinking, along with the macaroni and cheese, I might do like a lentil loaf. I think that would be good. It's not something that we typically have. Although I would be happy with macaroni and cheese and brown beans, because that's like, ooh, and I do have potatoes. That's like comfort food to me. We weren't poor growing up. My dad made really good money. He worked for the State Department on the VDOT, and he made really good money. I mean, he was bringing home well over $1,000 when I was young. That was good money. We weren't rich by any means. But I would equate it to about like what we are now. I mean, we have money, we have our needs met, we have, we're not poor. But we definitely have our needs met. And so, but we grew a lot of our food. We had, I don't know, like 4 gardens at one time when I was little. And they weren't little gardens. I mean, they were, Mom and Dad owned almost 3 acres. And so we used a good portion of that for growing. Oh, this is sticky, 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 sticky. I'm also going to have to find some more of this flour so I can knead this. I mean, not knead it, but roll the ropes for the challah bread. Me and Kelsey are enjoying some watermelon back there on the counter. Oh, it's so sweet and so good. Love watermelon. I'm happy. Are you happy? Awesome sauce. It's interesting how the texture of this flour changes, or the dough changes as you knead it. I need to scrape the bowl. If I can do this without everything slipping out of my hands. Stand up there. This thing, if you don't have a dough scraper, this thing is awesome for scraping the dough. So that's the dough now, and I'm just going to roll it up like this and plop it back in there. Pat it a couple times. No, I'm just kidding. I need to cover it and let it rise for probably until it doubles in size, probably about an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes based on the temperature in the house right now. And so we'll get a clean towel. And we will cover this And now we wait. I'm running out of places to put stuff. I mean, seriously, it's not funny. And I would ordinarily just roll my table over here, but I have it full of Canon stuff too, which I've got to get cleared off. But I don't have time for that right now. So, next is the cake. Yes, I haven't found a recipe for that. Hang on, I'll be right back. I have not found a recipe that I like, so I'm gonna like combine a couple. So it's just gonna be like a mixture plus whatever I feel like. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But first thing I need to get is some flour, and I need quite a bit of flour. So hold the phone. Okay, so I've got a mixture of hard white wheat and soft white wheat, and it's about 3/4 hard white wheat and 1/4 soft white wheat. So I'm going to go turn this into flour. Okay, so I'm going to mix these flours up so that they're approximately even, since there are two different kinds of flour in here. So it's mixed up, not even. I don't know what I'm saying. And now I'm going to go with 3½ cups of flour. 1, 2, and 3. So a really cool thing, because this is going to be apple based, apples can replace oil, and they can also replace eggs in baking ingredients. Okay, so my pressure's been on here 10 minutes, and so now I'm going to put the weight on here and let it come to pressure. And I need whoever 1½ teaspoons of baking soda. Sorry, baking powder. One and a half teaspoons of baking soda. You know, baking soda just tastes salty to me. Actually, almost soapy. Anyway. And that's neither here nor there. What other dry ingredients do we have? We need some salt. About a teaspoon of salt. That's a teaspoon, trust me. Right. And no sugar. Seriously, they have no sugar in this. Oh, they're using honey. Perfect. Honey and apples. Right on. So I need to mix up the dry ingredients so they're well incorporated. Okay, and I'm going to set this aside because now I need to mix up the wet ingredients. Alright. Hopefully this doesn't get gummed up because flax seeds are very oily. Well, it's working. It's going to take a while. all that cranking, I got that little bit right there. Okay, so note to self, spice grinders don't work really well for, I tried, it doesn't work very well for flaxseed. Anyway, I got it. The cup's a little damp still, but you know, it'll be okay. Okay, so I need some water for that. About 6 tablespoons, that's about a 1/4 cup. A little over. Yay! There we go. All right. So, I put some applesauce also for the egg. Get in there, baby. 2 of the little cups of applesauce. Because it is a honey apple cake, so, or it's going to be a honey apple cake. Alright, so we need some vanilla. Vanilla. This is my homemade vanilla. I need some more. I need some more vodka, y'all. I'll put about a tablespoon in there. And we need a cup of honey. This is how I cook. It is. I just like go by feel. Oh, that smells so good. Eyeballing it. Bubble sweet nectar, raw honey. I need a cup of oil. That's a lot of oil. That was not a cup of oil, that's about a 3/4 cup. I guess I need to preheat my oven, huh? Yeah, no, you have lost it for a month. Bad behavior. Okay, now I want to put some spices in here, and this recipe does not call for any spices at all, other than the vanilla, okay? So what I want, what goes really good with honey and apples, cinnamon, clove, light and clove, coriander, nutmeg. You want to jump? You stood up? That's fine. But we don't want to put all of those together. Could, but we don't. I don't want to put all those together. So I'm going to do some coriander, if I can get it without burning myself again. And I'm going to do about a teaspoon. No, about a half a teaspoon. Ginger also is really good with apples. I'm going to do some nutmeg and cinnamon. Excuse me. All of your spices have really good health benefits. I'm just saying, like nutmeg and cinnamon. So good for you. That's a teaspoon of nutmeg. And that gets mixed in. I can't smell the cinnamon over the oil. So I'll put some more cinnamon, not oil. Alright. And I think I would like some nuts in here. And some raisins to go along with it as well. Okay. You need to step aside, baby girl. Now I have some golden raisins, and I'm going to put about a cup in there. Yummy, yummy. I have a little bit of chopped walnut, so I'm just going to crush them a little bit more. Put them in there. I'm going to add this mixture into my flour now. I will possibly need to add some water. We'll see how thick it is. This is how I cook all the time. That's why it's really hard to get. I'm not those either. It's really hard to get a recipe out of us. So when you get a recipe, it's been tested multiple times. Oh my gosh, that smells so wonderful. And it's way too thick. I'm going to add about a cup of water. Yes, it's going to be cake. You excited? Yeah. Alright, I need to put a little oil in my pan. Sterling, can you put that over there for Mama? I did not put much right there, as you can see. But I'm just going to spread it around. I'm going to share the love and the greasiness. My oven has reached temperature. No, it's not chocolate. There are more cakes than chocolate. Chocolate's not the only cake there is. Okay. that look like dough, cake dough consistency to you guys? Pretty thick. That's alright, it would be wonderful. No, you can't go down in the hole. Come on, man. Oh my gosh. Good boy. Want to try it? What do you think? You think yes? Okay. So it's Kelsey approved. She thinks yes. No, it's not chocolate. It's going to be apple. That's good. And because there's no eggs in there, you can eat it just like you would and not have to worry about salmonella. So, yeah, okay. I could just leave it like that, but I'm not going to. Because I had an idea. I used to make pineapple upside down cake all the time. I'm going to flip it different way. Usually you would put the pineapples and the syrup on the bottom because that would, when you flipped it, the pineapples would be on top. But I'm going to do this the opposite way. I'm going to put the apples. I'm going to slice some apples across here and put them on the top with some honey and let it bake like that. And then when you flip it upside down, the apples are going to be on the bottom. So. One of these. Make sure it's good. Now I'm going to put honey. Sign to you like you know what I'm talking about. Anyway. I'm just going to drizzle it with honey. Hopefully keeping it inside. That big hole, y'all, okay? Alright, so that's what she looks like. And we're going to bake this for 45 minutes to an hour. We're going to bake this for about 45 minutes to an hour. Alright, let's have a look at the bread to see if it has risen. Okay, it's risen a little bit. The dough. Okay, that's good. I'm going to wash these dishes up and I'll be back when there's something. Okay, so I'm going to make a buttercream icing to go over top of the cake. So I'm trying to get that done now. Got some water heating for the mac and cheese, the baked mac and cheese, and dough's about ready to be braided. So, speaking of, this is the cake. I am pretty sure oh yeah, that's done. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, I could make it a little longer to brown apples, but I don't think I'm going to. The honey is really sloppy because it's hot. So I'm going to see if I can find a place to sit. Okay, so that is over, the cake is over there in front of the AC to hopefully cool it down. So water still isn't boiling. It takes forever on this. Okay, so after having a mini meltdown because I couldn't get anywhere and I'm like really hot, here is the bread. It has risen, doubled in size, and I'm going to just punch it down. And so the buttercream icing is just going to have to wait. Because this has to be done now. Alright, you need to cut it in half because I don't have a large round pan. So and I'm going to do, I think, 4 braids, so. I never had any luck rolling these out on the counter, at least not with this flour. Yeah, nice try. You can't go nowhere. That's the way my day has been going. Like, nuisance after nuisance after nuisance after nuisance. Alright. You want them to be a little fatter in the middle than the ends. we're going to smash those together right there. I don't know how other people braid, but I braid like I braid hair, so. And you want it to be pretty loose. You don't want it tight. It's not perfect, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, so this one's a little lopsided. I braided the ends in together, and so, yeah, it is what it is. It's not perfect, but it's mine. So this one, maybe I try to get it a little larger. I'm going to cut it in thirds and just do 3. Let's see how that goes. That means they gotta be really long. I just dusted the floor. You are seriously heating my picture up, but you're not doing anything, just sitting there. Put the shorter one in the center. Okay, so now I've got to cover these up and let them sit for another couple hours to rise again. I'm gonna let them sit right there because so I've got I got a pound of sugar in here that I blended into powdered sugar, and I need some vanilla. And what I don't need is that blender because that's going to heat it up, and that is not what we want. Do that work? No, if it were heated up, it would probably pour out better, huh? But yeah, that's not what we're doing. So we're putting our meal cheese butter. Good enough. I need milk. Oh, looks like I should have bounced on flour. Okay, some sweetener here. I really don't care if this gets thick or not because part of it's going to go in the icing, the rest of it's going to get drunk, so big whoop. Hey, we finally got some bubbles right there. And this bad boy is finally done, so let's turn this one off. This. I'm spilling out the backside. That's just the way my day's been going. Alright, so now I've got some milk right there. Clean up my mess back here. And we can sit back there and wait his turn. It's getting so hot in here. I had to pull my hair up. It's like, seriously, I'm sweating. And this one can go in the fridge. So to make the buttercream, we need the mixer. Okay, so I just beat the butter into submission. Teaspoons. Ooh, beautiful vanilla. Now it says it only calls for 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk. Alright, pasta's in. Yay! Bring it back to a boil. I need milk. Now I'm going to add some condensed cream. Condensed coconut. Hi, Kirby Curd. Hello. So I had to go get my apron because somebody's spitting butter out at me everywhere. Gonna add some vanilla butter. So here is the buttercream, vegan buttercream. That's creamy. That is goodness right there. I can eat that with a spoon. I won't, but I could. What are you fussing about, Dad? Come on, girl, you got the good life. I love putting my noodles down the sink. Okay, so the trick to really good macaroni and cheese is to put some milk in the bottom because you don't want your noodles sticking. You also don't want them drying out. And you want 2 or 3 good cheeses. I got 2, mozzarella and cheddar. And so, yeah, that's what we're going to use. I've got something in the oven I forgot about. My lunch. Kelsey has already eaten, but Mama has not. That right there is a vegan sausage. So good. It smells like sausage, but it does not have the unclean in it. Rice first for about 1 to 2 hours.
But you're working on it.
I'm working on it. Let's all go down to the river. You could have pulled it down, you know. There's a
Play some jams, but you already got one copyright swipe on your phone.
Oh, it's gone now.
You took it
That
down?
wasn't my fault. That was we video editing software. Yeah. I just had them remove the music from that section.
Huh?
I just had them remove the music from that section, so it's just dead air while it plays a picture.
Right on.
I guess what it is. I was gonna get that, but thank you.
But yeah, I know. I'm not feeding you. Because one, it ain't time. No, it ain't.
But mainly because you said so.
Huh?
He just back talked you.
He just back talked me. He did. See, both of them did come back out of the bathroom, fussed at me, and then left.
Yeah, because you haven't fed them yet. You're home. I mean, when you're home, you've got to feed them. And you haven't fed them yet, so therefore you're neglecting them. All right, this is ready to bake. Watch out.
Watch out, boy.
And so this probably doesn't need to bake but about half an hour. And this we'll just heat it up tomorrow. Bam. Yes.
Yeah.
The bird's rising a little bit. Not a lot. Very So here is the apple and honey cake with the icing on top of it, and the apples are on the bottom. And yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, I'm not the best icer, but that's still beautiful to me. And I have this much icing left over, so I definitely need to cut that recipe in half next time. But anyway, there's that. Here's the mac and cheese, and it will get nice and crusty and crispy tomorrow when we reheat it. And Todd made this sauce, pasta. What do you call it? What is it? Pasta marinara. So let me try that again. Todd made this pasta garden sauce that I made in one of the previous videos. There's the green beans, and I forgot to put vinegar in the pot, so yeah, it's gonna have to be washed off. But 5 pints. We have some bread baking in here. Or, well, it's kneading right now, but eventually it will bake. So here is the challah bread. Not the best and not the prettiest, but it'll be good. So that'll do it for today's video. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. And I'm so happy that you spent it with me. Yahweh bless you and keep you and give you shalom. Until next time, Yah bless.